I am Yong Chua, a senior lecturer with NSSE. As an undergraduate, I have always been fascinated with how a simple element like carbon can have so much impact in our daily life. I want to be able to pass on my passion in organic chemistry to my students, who themselves are teachers in the making, so that they can be pass this passion onto their students.
Dr. Teo is always very lively in his teaching methods. He always comes across as this ball of happiness, and we can always very easily relate to him in our lessons. So it was hardly a chore listening to him. It was very easy to understand the concepts he needs to deliver.
So it's been a very enjoyable learning experience with Dr. Teo. His way of building rapport with us was really enjoyable, and it makes lessons even more engaging. And he role modeled what it's like to be a very caring and nurturing educator, which also taught me how to be a better educator to my students. So the way I built rapport with my students during practicum, I felt like there was a lot of influence from Dr. Teo.
In the learning of organic chemistry, one of the biggest challenges is in visualizing the 3D representations and how chemical reactions and processes change these configurations. I have used molecular models and simulations extensively as pedagogical tools to teach 3D representations. However, these traditional methods are effective to a certain extent. I work closely with a colleague at IN-LAdmin in the development of the AR/VR project. She's a very good collaborator, very creative and grounded. Her ideas will always stem from consideration of the learning problem and the student's learning perspective, and therefore the meaningful implementation of the technology in the lesson design.
I always found it very difficult to visualize like bonds and all those in like 2D, so it was very nice to be able to see it in 3D form. And during the AR, that we feel that there's like some vibration to like show that there is a repulsion between the bonds. And I really like that because it also tells us to visualize it better. And I also like that it's very interactive for the VR because you can actually like assign the bonds and everything.
I think the AR and VR actually helped me to visualize the bonds better, because I'm someone who has difficulty visualizing things in 3D. So when the chair conformation was first introduced to us, it was very difficult for me to actually figure out which way it's supposed to turn. But with the AR, it was actually a lot easier to see how the rotations take place. And the VR actually helped a lot with understanding stereochemistry as well, and how to assign the priority to the different groups. Because at least then there was some haptic feedback to tell us about the repulsion between the different groups in there as well.
In this whole endeavour, what is most important is the teaching and learning aspect. The technology is only used to make the process better. So I hope that my students will always remember that passion for the subject and their student comes first, and not to be afraid of trying something different.